And here comes Brad. Welcome back to Bame Farm. We're having tons of fun with beans. Well, this field's yielding very well for us. We're having a little bit of custom work done, and we'll see that shortly. But first we gotta get this wagon home. So nobody look at the license plate, because apparently that's, you know, not a good thing. So we'll just, I can't see it. I don't know if you can. Whew. Well, the tongue's got a lot of play in it. This is a wagon we had to borrow because it's Saturday and the elevators won't take beans. They're overfilled. Let's see. Well, here we go. Let's see if we can get them moving. There's gravel underneath the grass, so that we sunk in. Let's give them a push. If we can get it moving. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay, now go for it. Ah, he's just sinking in. Too much weight. Okay. Rats. Of course. There we go. He got it rolling. Woo! Okay. We got the tractor here. Yeah, I told Dad next time he needs to get another tire, because we got the on the truck. We ended up replacing like the front tires and back tires at different times, and the tires on the back he had to, not say had to buy, but we had a gift certificate that was about to expire, and that's all this tire place had. They're an aggressive road tire. Yep. Whew. No, guys, we didn't buy a combine. This is the custom harvester. First person I could get to show up, and it still took 3 or 4 days, because the first guy I had lined up, he blew a hydrostat line. So that shot a day waiting on him, thinking he was gonna make it. So what's the dealio here? Dad's TR blew a head gasket. Bean dust. I really hate bean dust. We were going after dark, trying to finish a little field. Had 2 acres left. Plugged the drum for the radiator, the little spinny thing like we see on the side of that guy. Plugged it with bean dust. Overheated it, but in the darkness we couldn't tell what the big cloud of whatever was behind us, and we smelled a little bit of smoke. A little bit of bean dust on the manifold. Nothing was burning, so we shut it down. That was our problem. And so we cooled it off, thinking it might have been a fire, cleaned all the dust off the engine. Well, it really wasn't a fire. But when we shut it down, the engine was hot, so that was not a good thing to do. That's probably when we blew our head gasket. Now, we didn't know it until about 2 passes later. Now, this is how bad I want to get done. I was riding on the back of the combine, watching the engine, making sure it didn't overheat or it sprung a leak in the radiator. You know, like the silage chopper had, where there was a leak in the core, making sure we didn't do that. I was just kind of watching, and all of a sudden, between the head and the top of the block, I see oil start trickling down. I'm like, that's not good. So Dad's TR is awaiting work. It's 5 miles from home. We got to figure out how to get it home. Bean dust in the sunset. So we got to figure out how to get it home. A head gasket's not something I really want to do in the field. I mean, I could if I had to. But knowing what all you're kind of supposed to do, like talking to some engine shops, they suggest magnafluxing the head. And I'm not exactly sure what that means or entails, but it sounds like something a professional does. I don't know if it's like dip it in a hot liquid, but it's supposed to check for cracks. Or somehow check for cracks. You'll find them after magnafluxing. So if we crack the head, we are really in a pickle. Then we're probably looking at either finding a head for it or putting a different engine in. A cause why we overheated it, other than we overheated it, but like why we did that. Some of the drums for the radiator have a piece of sheet metal in the bottom that create a dead zone with no airflow. To block the airflow so the dust will fall out. I have a sneaky suspicion, not that I've examined it closely, but I don't think Dad's TR has one of those in the cleaning drum. Now my gas TR does. That's a good start. Now I took it out yesterday, ran some corn. I believe you all will have seen that video, or should have. It came chronologically before this. Even this field's a little slippery. This farmer said he put new tires on his combine, which now he's starting to dig in a little bit there. It's just a two-wheel drive. It's an R50 Gleaner. If I got close enough, you would have been able to see that. And we're going to decide whether the something helps, whether having bar tires on the back helps or not. He's got them full, and a slight slope here. It's just a lose-lose situation everywhere we go. Well, I got out of it. I didn't film too much. I didn't know how long that was going to take. It was a rather interesting approach, actually. He backed himself out. Which I guess that's kind of a testament to how light the back of the combine is, that the rear tires weren't sinking in. I mean, once you get down, it's fairly solid. It's just clawing through a little bit of mud here in this corner. The rest of the field's fairly nice. It'll be a joy in the spring. Everything's going to be a joy in the spring. Trying to chisel out the ruts. Let's see if I can't get you up close and out of the bean dust. Take a look at this Gleaner up close and personal. Now we'll have a Mike Les moment and show off other equipment. The R50 Gleaner, I'm not sure on the date, but I'd put it in the 80s. It's got a cross mount rotor. I would imagine it was made to appeal to the conventional combine farmers and the ones who wanted a rotor. It's supposed to be the natural axial flow, as it's termed. It's got a Deutz air-cooled engine. You can really hear that going. He's cutting 20 foot. He could probably do 25 very comfortably. But talking with the farmer helping me out here, yeah, he also farms a lot of small fields, so it's just getting it done. He had upgraded from an F3, I believe. Apparently somebody hit him when he was like pulling into his driveway, so he upgraded it to this machine. It's nice, there's lots of space. You get behind the sheet metal and there's tons of space. Now somebody's gonna ask, why is there a spinner only on the back corner? Well, without actually getting up in the combine to show you, there's actually a tunnel that's coming out the rotor. Now the rotor ends at about the R and it's mounted crosswise. So it's coming out that tube down to the spreader. There's also a chaffer in the center shaking out the grain from the pods. Now these combines kind of do puzzle me because you have to have the grain come up the corner or the one side, and a lot of it exits on the opposite. Now looking at it, I did see some similarities to the old Gleaner conventional design. Like the rear axle uses a lot of the same engineering principles. I recognized a lot of the ideas from the K sort of in the framework. which is still the same company, but I feel like they drastically changed stock going to the cross-mount rotor. So I don't know how much that would have changed their frame and engineering. Woo, slip sliding away. At least he's not sinking in too deep. Just getting a little sideways. I feel like that's a country song, but we won't infringe any copyrights. Well, they're dusty. I tested them earlier at about 1 o'clock and they were, 13.5 to 14. Like I said, the elevator wasn't going to take my beans. They ran out of room. Empty? Okay. Yeah. Whew. Dipping through the woods. And this field definitely has a lot of character with flats and rolls and axle breaker ditches. So we'll come along for a ride along. We got the moon rising. We got the sunset over yonder. We got lights on the cab. And here comes some bean action. Until it gets too dusty. I got some down beans. You can only cut them in one direction. Try to get them leaning back towards the head as much as possible. Now, he got started earlier. Some of the videos I shoot always seem to be late in the day. Well, it's kind of how it's going. Let's get the work done first, then we'll do the nice stuff like the videos. Seems to run well, got a nice sound to the engine.